Well, hello, and welcome everybody to another lesson in the Focus on Storyblock course. I am Marcelo Lewin, the Headless Creator. As always, get a hold of me right there, Marcelo at headlesscreator.com. Send me questions, comments, ideas, whatever you like. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Today, my guest presenter is back for the third time, Arisa Fukuzaki. She's the DevRel engineer at Storyblock, and she's going to show us how to work with and create a localized knowledge-based article. And we're going to talk about the different levels of localizations that you can work with in Storyblock. But you know how this goes. Before we get started, let me tell you real quick about headlesscreator.com. By the way, today I hit 1,100 learners, so hit my goal before the end of the month, which is fantastic. So I think I'm going to shoot this year to close it up with 1,300 learners. The original goal was 1,000. So hey, we're doing great. But anyway, get your free account at headlesscreator.com. You can register. You'll have access to this lesson on demand. Plus, you'll have access to the entire course, the Focus on Storyblock course, which has all of the lessons that Arisa did, plus everybody else. You can see we have a bunch of learners, and you'll have access also to Content Modeling Weekly and the Discover Headless Tech. So get your free account there. Also, I do want to remind you that the Jamstack Jammies is still going on. There is the URL. If you don't mind, go vote there. I really would appreciate that. Just go right there to that URL. Vote for the community content creator. That's what I was nominated for, along with other great creators. So if you don't want to vote for me, that's fine. But go vote for these content creators, because we all put in a lot of time in creating content for you and the community, and we would appreciate your vote. So thank you so much for that. And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and restart the intro, because you know how it works. For the on-demand version of this lesson, there's absolutely no marketing at the beginning at all in the on-demand version. So I'm going to go ahead and restart the intro, and I'll see you back in 10 seconds. Well, hello, and welcome to another lesson of the Focus on Storyblock course. I am Marcelo Lewin, the Headless Creator. As always, there's my email address, marcelo@headlesscreator.com. Send me an email. I'll get back to you within 24 hours, usually, plus or minus. Today, I have my guest presenter. She's back for the third time, and hopefully not the last time, many more, hopefully in the future. Arisa Fukuzaki, she's a DevRel engineer, Storyblock. Many of you know her already, not only from my lessons, but from a whole bunch of other stuff she does out there. And today she's going to talk about localization in Storyblock and how to create a knowledge-based article that's localized. Now, we're going to talk with her a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and bring her in. Arisa, hello.
Hey, hello.
How are you?
Yeah, doing great. Thanks for having me back again.
I'm glad to have you here. Like I said, this is your third time back. You've done a lot of lessons. So, and you do, I saw a posting today on Twitter that you did, 5 talks this week?
No, 4 talks in 5 days. Yeah.
Oh, 4 talks in 5. That's quite a bit. That's
No, it's just coincidence. It's not usually like this. Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. So anyway, people know a lot about you from all the other lessons, but one thing they may not know about you is that you used to be, prior to development, you used to be a flight attendant, right?
Yes, I used to be.
How did you get into that?
Well, the reason was pretty much simple. I was in the final grade at the college, and I had to find a job, but I didn't want to, work in my country, because somehow my country is famous for doing overwork. And I kind of have seen enough, in my opinion, through the part-time job, which I was doing. So I was like, I want to work outside of Japan. So that's how I was started to take a look at the job opportunities. There was a airline where I worked was doing an interview in Osaka. So I was like, oh, okay, so it's just close from where I used to live in there, Hiroshima. So I just took the Shinkansen, tested out myself whether I will pass the interviews or not, and yeah, it passed. So that's how I
And what airline? Can you mention the airline that you work for?
Yeah, sure. It was Emirates Airline.
Okay. All right. And
Yeah.
did you travel the world? Did you travel locally in your country?
Emirates has only like the international destination
Got
from
it.
when I used to work. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay. And do you have a favorite location, like that you
Mhm.
enjoyed the most? If you have to pick one place where you have to move to, what would that be out of all the places you visited?
Well, that's quite difficult question because there are lots of good places out there. But I would say I really like the Germany in general.
Okay.
That's why I'm living in here
Yeah.
because even when I got lost to take the transportation in here because I didn't understand the language at the time, there were always someone helping me. So yeah, I felt like maybe this could be the country I could move in. So that's what I did.
And when you were flying, did you was the language that you spoke, was it English, or did you have to speak other languages? Did you have to learn other languages? Because
Uh,
Emirates travels all
mhm,
over the world, and they have a variety of people traveling, right? So it's
mhm.
very worldly.
Yeah, yeah. So the thing is, if you don't speak Arabic, as long as you speak English, that's okay.
English, right?
Yeah. So I didn't have to speak Arabic at all to the passengers or someone who only speaks
Right.
Arabic. For that case, we always have a native Arabic speaker on board. So
Got it.
I just
Got it.
can ask.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of like in development, right? English is the
Mhm.
main language too.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's really similar to the development too. Yeah.
Yep, definitely. Okay, very cool. Well, hey, that's great background to learn about you that many people would not
Mhm.
have known. Oh, by the way, do you still have access to free tickets or no more? That's it. That's all gone.
No, it's all gone. It's so
Oh,
sad.
that is right. That's a big benefit because I know my brother is a pilot for a big airline,
Oh,
so he
okay.
gets to travel. Yeah, he's been there
Wow.
for many, many years. So, alrighty,
Nice.
sounds good. Well, I think we're ready to show your screen here. So I'm going to go ahead and share your screen.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it works, everybody. If you have questions, put them in the chat. I will ask Arisa. Arisa, I'll ask questions and jump in. But otherwise, it's all yours.
All right. So my talk today is about localization, which we call at Storyblog as an internationalization. So here I'm showing you one of the example which you might be interested in to test it out in your environment, how localization at Storyblog works. So this is a blog, multi-language blog, we call it. So here, basically, you can switch over between English and in German. So when I choose German, contents are now translated into German. And you may have realized it's actually different content on the pages I'm showing. So in German page, you don't see the extra component which used to be displayed in English. If I go back to in English, there's an extra component says I'm only accessible in English. So yeah, with two kind of approaches at Storyblock, you will be able to configure and make the layout something like similar to this kind of multi-language blog project. And of course, you also can learn about the fundamental of how the basics of the blog project will work. And yeah, there's also a hands-on blog post tutorial, of course, that you can learn from a scratch how to build this exactly same sample project we provide at Storyblog. So just in the case if you miss some of the information from this lesson, or if I shortcut some of the contents, you can take a look at everything from this blog post. Yeah.
And there's going to be a PDF that
Mhm.
Arisa will provide, and it's actually at the top right-hand corner on the on-demand version. I'm pointing here for people watching later on demand. There will be a little link there. You can just download the PDF with all of those links.
Yeah, thanks, Marcelo. So yeah, including this hands-on blog post tutorial, I'm also going to make sure to share with you this GitHub repository, which is the source code for the previous screen I showed, this multi-language blog project. So if you want to take a look at the source code or even clone into your environment, this is the repo. You should take a look at it. All right, so like I said in the beginning, at Storyblock, we have mainly two ways to make localization. So one is called folder level translation, and the other one is called field level translation. So as for the folder level translation, yeah, it's dividing languages by folders. So you can create different content layouts depending on the languages. So like I showed you before earlier, you can make difference between, for example, English and in German to show the difference